guys, it's Izzy, and please excuse the state I'm in. Literally, I'm doing a few chit-chatty videos literally before I go to the hairdressers to get this sorting, because this needs sorting. So yeah, I am just in like minimum makeup because otherwise it's just gonna end up running down my face from like having my hair washed and all that. So basically, I was planning on doing a completely different story time video today, but then this one just popped into my mind. I was like, hang on, I've not actually like ever shared this on my channel before, and I don't know why. Basically, what you're reading in the title is correct. I once accidentally convinced a customer that she was my aunt. So yeah, this is the story of how I once accidentally convinced a customer at work that she was my aunt. Now, I worked in like a department store, and it was my job to go around and just help the customers. If they needed something finding in the shop, then I'd go and find it for them, etc, etc. And there was quite an elderly woman, and she was like carrying a lot of bags. She seemed really out of breath, so I went up to her and I offered her a seat. I took her bags to a seat for her, and I was like, are you okay there, love? And she was like, oh yes, I'm fine, thank you. And then she saw my name badge and she was like, oh, Izzy? And I was like, oh yeah, that's me. Like, for me, it wasn't initially weird that she like recognised my badge or something, because I've helped quite a few customers before that come in again and they'd be like, oh Izzy, thanks for helping me last time and all that. Like, it wasn't like, I just assumed I helped her before and she remembered me and stuff, and we were just chatting, you know, everyday chat. She was like, oh, are you getting ready for like the holidays, because this is around like Christmas and all that? And I was thinking, yeah, you know, just got this long left to work and stuff, and asking her about like if she's got all her plans sorted and all that. So it's just like everyday chat. At no point did I say, hi, I'm your niece. At no point did the family pop up into conversation or any of that, until this woman's friend came back to her seat. She goes, oh, hiya, I've just bumped into my niece that's working here, and points at me. And then all of a sudden I'm like, what? Like, literally, like, I don't know this woman. Now I'm looking at her like she's just gone and introduced me fully as her niece to her friend. You know, for like a split second you're like, hang on, have I got this wrong? Like, do I know this woman? So I didn't want to sound rude and be like, who are you? And two, even though I was pretty sure she was not my aunt, I didn't want to embarrass her and say like, sorry, you got the wrong person. Like, clearly she doesn't see this Izzy that is her niece very often, but she was all like, oh, I knew it was you because you don't get many Izzies about. And I was like, I literally know about like a dozen Izzies, like he gets so many Izzies, so I don't know why she just assumed that because I had the same name as her niece that I was her niece. But yeah, she didn't even ask if I was her niece or anything. She just assumed I was. And then this woman and her friend keep asking me about like, oh, so have you seen Helen? How's Helen doing? And all this, and I'm like having to make up backstories for all these people I've like never heard of before in my life. So literally it just got to the point where I was like, okay, the kindest thing to do is to just go along with it and not embarrass her in front of her friend, and then do a runner and never see this woman again in my life. But would that be how this story works out? Oh no, that would be too lucky for me. So I'm like, haha, bye, my lunch break is on now, I've got to go, bye. So I go and take my lunch break early because I am like stressing out, and I go up to the homeware floor, and I don't know how, but I hear, Izzy, hello. And I look up, I literally just ran up the stairs, and she's like from behind like all the homeware stuff, and I'm like, how did you get up here this quick? And I'm like waving back at her, and I'm like, you have no idea who I am, okay, bye. So I'll come off my lunch break, and then I think that's like the end of it, and then one of my colleagues comes up to me and is like, Izzy, where did you go, because your aunt was really looking for you? And I was like, Lauren, I've never seen that woman before in my life. And she was like, what? And I was like, she fully thinks I'm her niece, but I'm not. I've never seen her before in my life. And she's like laughing so hard at me. She's like, are you having a laugh? Like, literally, she's been introducing herself to everyone as your aunt. And I'm like, I don't know her. So then I give it like a couple of hours, and I think, okay, surely she must be gone now. Like, I didn't think that she'd hang around till after my lunch break or any of that. And it's been like, that happened like in the morning, and it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon by this point. And I think, surely I'm not going to bump into her again ever in my life. But it's come 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I see this woman tap me on the shoulder, and I turn around and I'm like, oh hi. She goes, oh, you don't recognise me, do you? And I'm like, okay, I've learnt my lesson. I'm just going to be honest. If someone gets me like mixed up with someone else, I'm just going to say from the get-go that they've got the wrong person, and I'm just going to be honest. If I don't recognise someone, I'm not going to pretend I recognise them. And I'm thinking, okay, twice in a day, this is getting a bit weird now. But this woman, she looks at me, she's like, you don't know who I am, do you? You don't recognise me? And I'm like, I'm really sorry, I'm really bad with faces and all this, I'm really sorry, I can't remember who you are. And she looks at me, she goes, oh, I'm Sally's daughter or something like that. And I'm like, I don't know a Sally. She goes, I know who you are though. And I'm like, she's like, I've been told all about you, and she like points behind me, and I turn around and then this woman that thinks she's my aunt is there, and she's like waving at me, and she's like clearly been telling even more people that I'm related to her, and I'm like, no, this is so embarrassing. And I was in really deep then, and I was like, I just need to go and get something from the stock room. So I like run upstairs and I'm on the next floor, and I'm like in the gym wear section, and I'm like hyperventilating because I was like, I've been introduced to like this whole family and they all think they know who I am, but I've never seen any of them before in my life, and I just felt really guilty, like I was in too deep to go and correct any of them at this point. I was like, oh no, why did I do this? I'm like in the gym wear section and I'm walking between the clothes and I'm like hyperventilating, and then one of my friends from the shop comes down the stairs and he's like carrying something. He looks down into like the gym wear section and I'm like and he's like, Izzy, what have you done? I was like, this sounds really crazy, but I've accidentally convinced this customer that she's my aunt. And he just gives me this look of pity. Like he doesn't even doubt the fact that I've managed to do that. He just looks at me and goes, Izzy, how have you managed that? And I'm just like, oh, I'm just so awkward, I couldn't correct her. And he just says to me, Izzy, you do realise next time they go and meet the real Izzy, you're gonna look like a psycho because like you're just pretending to be this random girl. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I don't know what to do. So I literally don't know what to do at this point. At this point I think it's just best to just tuck and roll and just hide from this customer for the rest of the day, because she asked what time I was in till, and she said she's gonna stay in the shop till the rest of the day so that she can like talk to me after my shift and all that. And I was like, good. So at this point I'm like panicking and I'm telling like all the staff, I'm literally running behind like all the counters. I'm like, if this woman comes up to you and says that she's my aunt, I've never met her before in my life, and like please just like say you don't know me or anything like that. Please don't tell her where I am, because it's really awkward and everyone's just like laughing at me, and I'm like, guys, it's not funny, this is really embarrassing. So the next day, one of my colleagues who wasn't there the day before, I tell her the story, I get her updated. I'm like, listen, if this woman comes in, I'm really scared she's going to come in again. Can you just tell her that if she says that she's my aunt, this woman, right, you don't know who I am, you've never heard of an Izzy that works here, it's my day off, just make up something that basically doesn't send her in my direction. So basically if a woman comes in, says she's my aunt, you don't know me. So I literally finished telling her this story, and then about 10 minutes later I'm walking around the shop again and I see this woman talking to my colleague that I literally just told the story to, and I see her from the back. I'm like, oh, from the back? That looks like my Auntie Lisa, like my real aunt. She's talking, and I could just see her from like across the room just going, Izzy, does Izzy work? And I could see my aunt like going, yeah, Izzy, she works here. And then I put two and two together and I'm like, oh no, I've just told this woman that if my aunt comes in, you don't know me, and then my real aunt has come in, not this crazy woman that thinks she's my aunt, but my actual aunt has come in. And I have to go up to both. I'm like, Rachel, sorry, no, this actually is my aunt, like. And she was like, oh my god, she was fuming. And then my aunt's going like, what is going on here? I was like, sorry, I've just warned everyone in the shop that if someone says like they're my aunt, to just say you don't know who I am. And I had to tell my aunt the whole story, and she was dying laughing. And I was like, yeah, I trust you to come in the day after this happened and be like, hi guys, I'm Mrs. Aunt. And then I thought that I'd hear the end of this whole auntie story, but oh no, I know it happened again. And this was a solid few months after, like literally a few months after. It only happened a couple of weeks ago. And I'm walking like around the shop and I'm about to go up the escalator, and I can see this woman like proper staring at me, going like, and then she says something to a friend like, oh, I think that's Izzy. And I literally hear her say my name. So I turn around and I'm like, can I help and stuff? And she's like, Izzy? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, I thought that was you. And I turn around and I look at her face, and then it clicks who she was. She was one of the friends that my aunt had introduced me to. And I was like, oh my god, no, the saga continues. And she looks at me and she goes, you're Izzy, aren't you? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, turns to a friend and goes, oh, this is Sharon's daughter. And I finally pluck up the courage to say, listen, my name is Izzy, but I think you've got the wrong Izzy, like I'm not Sharon's daughter. She just looks at me dead in the face and just goes, did you go to Steve's do at the weekend? Like literally it just did not go through, like it did not compute. And I was like, oh my god, no. Literally I'm in so deep now. And yeah, that is the story of how I convinced a customer and her entire family that I was another Izzy. And yeah, basically they all think that I'm related to like this woman, Steve, Helen. Like they think that I'm like part of their family, and it's really embarrassing, and literally whenever I was at work I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna bump into one of them. I know I am, and basically, yeah, sorry for the real Izzy whose identity I've stolen throughout working in the shop. I'm really sorry. Yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed laughing at my misery, because it's quite embarrassing, I'm not gonna lie. And I make new videos every single Wednesday and every single Sunday at 5 PM, so if you've enjoyed watching, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!